Welcome to the Point 101. I'm your host, Gail, and today we're diving deep into a topic that touches the heart of every parent and guardian: God's promises for our children. Join me. Hey, hello. I made it back just in time. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. And it is Sludge here with my little brother, Sweet Lips, the sweetest lips in the West. The sweetest lips in the West. Do you all hear me? Sweet lips.
Joining us. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving, good blessings, and all that good stuff.
Yes, yes, because we have not come live since the happy Thanksgiving to you all. Hopefully, you all enjoyed every moment with your families and friends, any loved ones, hell, even the dog at this point. But welcome, welcome all. We miss you guys. Trust me, we missed you. Um, I had a grand old time. Um, I abandoned everyone and went to bingo. Hey, but I got the meal out. Okay, sometimes you got to get away. But yes, hopefully you all really enjoyed yourself and did a little Black Friday shopping. Guys, there were a lot of real good deals out there.
We'll get better deals today. Cyber Monday.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of things hanging around my cart. I don't know how it got there, but something, maybe old Saint Nick, Elf, somebody put it in my cart, and I'm not going to argue with them like why did you do that? No, I thank you for doing that. Now, if you send stars to us, I can get the things in the cart. No, but yeah. Happy new month, and let's get ready to just once again enjoy our families. I just believe in sharing the Christmas cheers and doing so without going broke. So now that I made that announcement, no one expects because let me tell you something. Santa told me a lot of you weren't doing right throughout the whole year, and now you're going to try to do right just this month. And so he said to me, and this is what Santa said, and I was like, you know what? You have a point there. You have a point. He said to just call everyone up and let them know how much you love them and let that be that. So for Christmas, everyone is just getting some love from me. Except my grandbaby, because I already got her. Black Friday was very good to my baby. Okay. And so with that being said, hey, sometimes it's just not all about giving and spending and going broke.
Yeah.
You can just give your love to people. Really, really. We need to stop sitting there believing that Christmas is all about going broke. I mean,
Oh, I'm what?
you're buying throughout the year. And I think it's high time that we stop these kids from believing that that tree should be stacked almost to the ceiling.
I know.
Because,
No sense to be going in debt and you can't pay your rent.
right. And not only that, but this may be the last year they get gifts because we don't know what next year is going to bring us. So, with that being said, but you can get a cyber kiss from Sweet Lips. You can get a cyber kiss. He's going to give out some Christmas cheer with those sweet lips of his. And again, don't get too attached because you belong to someone.
Yeah, don't get too attached because I'll be sitting in your living room in a minute.
He does the visits. He visits a lot. Okay. So with that being said, so I don't know if a lot of you went onto my channel and I put this post up and hi Milby. Hi, hello. And I put this post up about this girl. She looked to be maybe 8 or 9, but she went through a Walmart and tore that store up. Agent, hello. Any tips on getting 300 watch hours on YouTube? Oh, I'm sorry. I don't have it. I'll just keep posting the videos. Just keep and for what I understood is that the more shorts that you post, the quicker you will get your watch hours. But don't take my word for it. That is how I got mine. So again, and a lot of people were standing around, and you hear some say, "Don't touch her." Some said, "It's not my child." Well, I'm not going to touch her and get sued. So here was one child throwing champagne bottles, food, you name it, it was on the ground. And you had all of these adults that was afraid to touch this child or somehow confront the child. And so 2 women tried to stop her. And then she just, kind of tussling with them. I don't want to say fighting with them, tussling with them. And then they walked away. Suddenly, she's just started just flinging them champagne bottles, flinging them champagne bottles. And suddenly, this gentleman stepped in to talk to her. Now, the crazy part about it, there was not a parent in sight. There was not a parent in sight. And you notice Sweet Lips and I have been talking about the village that it takes to raise a child. And what came to my mind looking at that is this is so sad that in society today that we would stand back and be afraid to approach a child that clearly is in the need of some assistance. The sadder part about it all is that here this young child, and for the child to just be just walking along the food, I want to say frozen food, throwing it, whatever was in the box, flinging it, just start launching bottles like, like they were like as if it was a firework. Where is that child's parent? Where? And if you know that your child has some type of disability, why is that child walking around unassisted?
That's right.
Why? Why? And why is it that now we have gotten to the point as human beings, we are more worried about being sued if you try to intervene.
Being sued, going to jail. Yeah, things is different.
And the crazy part about it is that you would actually have a parent that would really try to sue you.
Yep.
But what are we to do in those type of situations? Because everyone was yelling, "Oh, I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that." But really, you're not helping the parent any, because whatever it is that child is tearing up, that cost will fall back on that parent.
Oh yeah, well, the child should have been with the parent in the first place.
Right. But It was so heartbreaking to watch this young girl. Like, you don't know what was going through her mind as she was just like, it wasn't even like she was crying and throwing. I mean, she was just walking and flinging and um it was just the weirdest thing. And when I look at the people that was trying to help, let me tell you something. What I access there, which is was sad to me, is that, and this is the difference. And I'm saying this, and this is just my point of view. Okay, so you're entitled to your point of view. This is just my point of view, and I say it without being a racist because I'm not. I'm just saying what I observed. The African American people, I'm not touching her, and that ain't my child. Oh, just look at her. The Caucasian people, honey, what is wrong? Approaching her. What's wrong? What's going on? And she's just struggling to get away from them. And they're looking around because the African American woman was saying, don't touch her. Don't touch her. You can get sued, and I'm not going to get sued. And I mean, she was going on and on and on and on and on. And what was going through my mind looking at that video was that take your cart and go. If this is how you feel, instead of standing there criticizing, and instead of having people approach her, trying to approach her, you're saying to them, leave her alone, just leave her alone, leave her alone, you'll get sued, you'll get sued. To me, with that type of negativity, take that cart and push it and go. When she started throwing when she started throwing the liquor bottles, then an African American man had stepped in and he was like, hey, what's wrong with you? Because I guess he has seen enough. But my thing is, mom, dad, sister, brother, cousin, babysitter, where are you? Where are you? And clearly, this child must have done this before because she looked too comfortable. She looks way too comfortable doing it. But my thing is, how do you approach a child like that? And I believe it was one of the workers from the store was saying, no, hey, what's going on? Whatever question she was asking the little girl was still going at it until a male stepped in. And so what came to my mind is, it appears to me that when it comes down to a woman, she runs over her mother. Because when the man stepped in, suddenly, when the video ended, she stopped. But as long as the woman was there, the ladies were approaching her. She just kept on going, like, get out my way before I launch one of these at you.
Maybe that, maybe she has a dad or uncle in her life that's more disciplined and more firm with their words. So she's kind of used to that or something. Because, sometimes when it comes to some moms, they can be pushovers.
Yeah, exactly. But, just looking at the damage that parent will accrue, while people could have stepped in and said, no, come here, honey, but this is what I have come across, and I am going to share with you guys. You know what? Before I forget, hold on one second here. Let me post There's the WhatsApp number. Okay, sorry about that. I should have done it. There's the WhatsApp number for the ones that would like to call in. And here is the app for the ones that would like to join the live. Let me finish. Sorry about that. And I'm sorry if you guys don't see it, okay? And so, but the ones that are watching, oh, please put some like and love on the video also. And if you go up by my name, you can support the channel by using the Buy Me a Coffee app, okay? That's just for the ones that you guys there on YouTube. So do not.
What happened?
1 second. And I am going to put the coffee app in here. So allow me to put the coffee app in. There you go. And then the ones that's on YouTube, you can use the stars for the ones that would like to send stars, okay? So I think we have it all covered now. And let me put this phone by me so that you use the WhatsApp, okay? For the ones who like to call and use the WhatsApp. So did a little research because I'm telling you, we're going to get this right. When I said we need to change our parenting ways, we need to change our parenting ways. And hopefully that child has some type of help. That parent has some type of help. But you cannot have help if you're not right there with your child.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that point, when you know that your child has those type of outbursts, destructive outbursts, I want to say, you belong right there with your child. No one should have to come and look for you. There's no way that suddenly your child was out of your sight and you did not call security, scream child's name. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. Leave what's in the basket alone. You can always go back and pick that mess up. I am telling you.
True. Yeah.
You can almost let me tell you this true story, and this is real. This really happened to me with a special needs child that was related to me, and he has at that time he had autism, and I remember it being the day after Christmas. And so I decided, you know what, let's play with some of your games that you got. Everything going good. You know the game that you put up on your forehead and then the person have to guess?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the game. Now, mind you, this was the day after Christmas. Everything going good. So now it's my turn and I'm trying to think of, description for what I see. All of a sudden, I get this slap across my face. I'm telling you, I seen Dasher, Rudolph, Prancer, Vixen. Let me tell you something. I seen the 12 Days of Christmas. This boy has slapped me so hard. And all I can do was like, get your child. Get your child. Get your child. That's all I can say. Because I knew that he had some specialness in him. And he did it almost in a playful manner too, but them hands was heavy. He said, Hurry up. I'm like, get your kid. Get your kid.
Wow.
Both parents were there and proceeded to smile about it. And I was looking over at my sister, that was the grandmother, and she was biting her lip. And so right away, I was like, okay, like, this hurt, but let me not put 10 on it because now she ready to be on that witch's broom and fly over there and get it.
Wow.
Sometimes you have to really assess the situation. But let me tell you something. When I seen Santa, I seen the elves, I seen the brother man from the fifth floor. That was a hard slap. I'm telling you, my whole soul left my body, and I was like, really in shock. Like, well, what do I do? And my sister was like, she was doing me the signal. And all I can think of at that point, like, boy, you better be glad you slapped the right family member. Because had that been anybody else,
Mm-hmm.
the day after Christmas would have turned into a brawl. But I say that to say this. Sometimes when there's special need, they need special attention. You cannot approach each child the same way. And sometimes the parent's reaction to it, it's almost sad. Like, you're looking for that parent, like, where's the parent? I'm looking at his parents like you guys are laughing, but hey, that really hurts. My whole soul left and you guys are over here laughing, but had I reacted, then it would have turned into something else. So in a way, I get the reason why people are afraid to approach, because you can be trying to do something to save this child or prevent any more damage being done, and here this parent will come out of nowhere cussing you out.
I mean, look at the guy in New York that was trying to help those people that was being hassled and bothered by the guy on the train that had, mental issues and whatever. And I mean, hey, that's why people are just afraid to get involved.
But it's sad that this is what society has come down to. I can say that much. It's very, very sad that you have to think 3 and 4 times before you react to anything. But then how are you to react? And this is what just 1 second, guys. I just want to make sure no one else came into the chat. This is what I found through my research. If you encounter a child you don't know who is throwing a tantrum and breaking things, it is important to approach the situation with care and consideration. And this is going to help a lot of us when we come into this situation, okay? Here are steps you can take. Stay calm. Your calm demeanor can help to de-escalate the situation. Take a deep breath and try to remain composed. So, what was not calming about, hey, my child, I'm not trying to help, but nobody gonna sue me. Know what she doing. Don't touch her, don't touch. That's not a calming situation. And when you know that your demeanor and what you are saying can escalate the situation, I think you need to remove yourself from it.
I agree with that.
Assess safely. Ensure that your child is safe and that their actions aren't putting themselves or others in danger. If there are sharp objects or hazards involved, try to remove them if possible. Throwing the bottles of champagne could have cut anyone. That glass hitting the ground, it could just pop back into someone's eye. You don't know what, you know. So at that point, that child was in danger and the people around her, I believe, was in danger. Give space. Sometimes children need space to express their emotions. Avoid crowding the child, as this may increase their anxiety and escalate their behavior. And that is exactly what I seen. When the two women went to say, no, and try to take whatever she was throwing away, she was just on that floor, twisting and turning and really, giving them a hard time. And it seemed like they would have remained there trying to help had it not been for the woman um, talking about don't touch her because you'll get sued. Speak softly. If you feel it's appropriate to engage, approach the child slowly and speak in a calm and soft tone. You might say something like, I see you're upset. Can you tell me what's wrong? Maybe someone said that. I'm not sure. Now, validate emotions. Let the child know it's okay to feel upset. Acknowledging their feelings can help them feel understood. For example, you can say, it's tough when you're feeling like this. And the reason why I'm giving these tips, because we as human, emotional people, the first thing that comes across our mind is, oh, no, that child need a whooping. That child, you know what I mean? It's always
Yeah.
the right. For some reason, the first thing come to our mind is strike that child. That child need a whooping, grab him by the head, feed him to the dogs. You know what I mean? Put him on the elevator and push the button that
Feed
says
them to the dogs. Feed them to
people
the
be coming up with these, oh, that's a bad child. That's the demon. That's the devil in that child. You know what I mean? Mama must have been a crackhead. It's
yeah.
always something that's negative is the first thing that comes to our minds. So hopefully this is going to help. This is going to help so you would know. So redirect attention. If possible, try to redirect the child's attention to do something more positive or engaging. Offer them a toy, suggest a game, or point out something interesting in the environment. So, what does this tell us when it's all said and done? Is that we can't keep looking and saying, this is not my child, so I have nothing to do with it. Because if you're going to be that village that helped raise a child, at the end of the day, you know what I mean? You the mother, the father, the doctor, the psychiatrist, you play such a role. You play such a role. And sometimes it is okay to accommodate someone else's child just the way you would wish for someone to accommodate yours in a situation like this.
Yep.
But the flip side to it all is do not abandon your child.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like if little JoJo run off, run after little JoJo.
That's right.
You turn around and put the milk in the cart and he gone. Forget that cart. Go find him.
Mm-hmm.
But but here is the other flip side to that. If you see that your child is having a bad day, by all means, please stay home with that child.
Yeah.
Why would you take him out of an environment that he is comfortable in and you have more control of, and
Mm-hmm.
then take him into an environment that he's not used to? And now, you know what I mean? Whatever issues, depending on how bad it is psychologically, this child's going to flip out even more. This child will flip out even more. That's not to say that you cannot take your child out, because yeah, that's how you get them used to things, and really that is how you can help get that training in, by taking them into unfamiliar situations, and then let them and deal with the different things in the environment. But when you know that you have a child that will go from 1 to 1,000 in a matter of minutes, if you know that there are certain pictures and peoples and sounds that can trigger that child, why would you force that child into that situation?
It's true.
Because now you're endangering the child, you're endangering the people that's around that child, and really you're endangering yourself. And let me just add this: when people are helping your child out and they're asking you, hey, can I assist you with something? Don't you turn around now and try to catch an attitude with me,
Yes.
because now, believe it or not, you put both of you guys in danger because now that person is looking to handle you a certain way because they feel in a certain way, because you coming at them like they're part of your problem, and all I'm trying to do is assist you. And I'm bringing it to everyone's attention because this is how we handle things, and really it's sad. You looking at me, you all in my business. Is it my child? Is it your child? Did you have her? You paid the bills. Like, stop asking all these crazy questions while this child tearing off the floor.
Yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? We've just become confrontational all of a sudden. It's like the time it takes for you to sit there and want to cuss me out, get your child. And after so many of those episodes, people see you go through something, they're going to stand back because they already know what's coming. You need the help, but you're embarrassed because your child is acting out. And really, your reactions to things is going to help or hinder your child. Because if you're on 10, they're on 10, together it's just a mess. And that's not going to calm that child down. And then the only way that things get resolved if, the man with the handcuffs come. And now everybody wanted police brutality, racism, you yelling all these things, but you could have prevented half of them.
Yeah.
So involve a caregiver. If the child's behavior continues, look for a caregiver, parent, or responsible adult nearby to intervene. Let them know what's happening, and they may have strategies or familiarity. You know what I'm saying, with the child that can help. Where was the caregiver? Where? Avoid confrontations. Do not confront or chastise the child. Big mistake. And I believe that. Because sometimes a child cannot relate to being chastised, especially if they're being chastised for their behavior and there's no outside help. Because, like I said, for some reason, as you know, humans, we're wired to strike, and chastising that child may send that child deeper over the edge. It may send that child deeper over the edge. Now, be prepared to step back. If the situation does not improve, or if the child becomes more aggressive, step back and maintain a safe distance. Your safety and the child's safety are top priorities. And that is true. And that's another thing that we get wrong as humans. Everybody wants to put an S on their chest and show the other one how it's done. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Every situation does not deserve aggressiveness in it. Like, you don't have to just step. If your child did it and you just assume, now that's my child, go upside his head, and I'll drag out, knock it to aisle 16. That's your child, but this is not your child.
Mm-hmm.
And you wanting to snatch a child up and hold his arms, and again, sometimes you have to step back, assess the situation, and know when it's a special needs child. Know when it's a special needs child. You have to handle them just a little bit differently, because you know what? A lot of times they're not even comprehending what you're saying, because they done shut down. They done shut down. And I'm just saying from experience, I can tell my nephew to do something, and he has autism, like nonverbal. He's getting better though. And you can tell him to do something, and it is as if you are talking to a brick wall. And sometime in between the conversation, a light bulb will go off in his head, and just that fast again, he be somewhere like, oh, okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. It says follow up if necessary. If the child continues to break things, or if the situation escalates significantly, you may need to inform local authorities or emergency services, especially if it's in a public space. If it is in a public space, let me tell you the sadder part about that is that I've seen across my news feed where a child just had some type of outburst or whatever, and the school called the police on the child, and the police came to handle that situation. Throwing handcuffs on a child that don't understand what's going on, throwing them in the headlock, that is excessive force.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
That is excessive force. So even they need training on how to deal. I'm not, I really don't want to say the person is combative, but you know what I mean? How to deal with mental illness. Because even when it's not a child, you can call the police and say, oh, my brother's having a breakdown or whatever, and they show up, baton out, stun gun out. They come in to do more damage. Like, to me, make sure y'all bring it up to your congressman in the next meeting and stuff, because this sending a police that has no training to deal with someone that has a mental illness. Like, I can understand that you need to protect the public, you need to protect yourself, but the excessive use of force because you have no training is a bit much. It is a bit much to me. Alert store staff. The store staff was there and they were just looking. They may have protocol for dealing with unattended children or can assist in managing the situation more effectively. But let me just say this. If services is called on your child, you have no right to get an attitude with no one. You have no right. If services is called on your child in the schoolhouse, whomever that child parent is, whoever that child teacher is, to me, should be sitting there with that child, because that is a familiar face.
Mm-hmm.
To have some strangers coming in, raising their voice, and really, at the end of the day, harassing that child you're escalating the situation because you have no training.
I agree.
And if you use some type of security or law enforcement in your school, then they need to have the proper training on how to de-escalate the problem. So that's the one thing that I'm against. If you're in a situation in school and one of your students that has and the school already know which child, I'm not going to say is a problem child, but need a little more attention.
Mm.
The teacher and the principal knows that already. The assistant principal knows that already. So, you know, I don't know if there's a calm down room, if he's biting and kicking the teachers or whatever. um if the child ain't pulling out something trying to whack you off or anything like that, like, you know what I mean, use your techniques.
Hmm.
Use your techniques. Like, do not use law enforcement because you're mad because you came to school and you knew that your husband was cheating on you, and so now you mad and you already came in with an attitude. Or in some instances that you already came into the classroom, but you had a little nip already, and so now you frustrated and your patience is not what it was yesterday because today you're drunk. Don't take that out on it. But it be happening. I'm telling you, I don't
Yeah.
see the my news
Yeah.
feed, and
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah.
they are giving the they call the police, and then they do breathalyzer on the teacher right there in school, and they really be two shades in the wind. A society as a whole, we must do a little better. I'm telling you, it still takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village. If you know a parent that is going through it, offer your assistance. But like I said, we need to get past the point to where every time you turn around, someone, oh, no, 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 no. I know you were trying to help me, but my child hurt his hand. Oh, I'm going to sue you.
Hmm.
Sue. Everything is sue, 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 sue. And you will soon find yourself by yourself.
It's true.
We need to get away from that. Now, determining who should bear the cost if a special need child destroys property can be complex and may involve various factors. Here are some considerations to keep in mind. And this is for the ones whose children are out there tearing up something. Parental responsibility. Generally, parents or guardians are responsible for the actions of their minor children. This includes any damages caused by the children, regardless of whether the child has special needs. The rationale is that parents have a duty to supervise their children and manage their behavior. Let me say it again for the people in the back. You have a duty to supervise your child's behavior. Insurance coverage. In many cases, homeowners or renters insurance may cover accidental damage caused by a child, including those with special needs. It's advisable for parents and property owners to check their insurance policies to see what is covered. The nature of the accident. The context of the damage is crucial. If the destruction was accidental and the child is genuinely unable to control their actions due to their special needs, it could be argued that they should not be held financially liable. Communities often take a compassionate approach in such situations. And this is the reason why, when a child does something like this, you should use the law and not your own law.
Mm.
Now you hear me say, depending on the nature of the incident, if the destruction was accidental and the child is genuinely unable to control their actions due to their special needs, it could be argued that they should not be held financially liable. Legal protections. Depending on local laws, there may be statutes that provide protection for individuals with disabilities. This could influence any decisions regarding liability and responsibility. Community and support services. Many communities offer support services for families of children with special needs. These resources can sometimes help in situations where property damage has occurred. Good evening, Marie. So, again, if you come across a child that is having an emotional outburst in the public, assess that child, approach that child calmly. And you know what? And I'm going to say this includes adults because you know what? Sometimes we have adults that doesn't have that has the capacity of a child. And instead of trying to fight them and cause them harm, look at how that person is carrying themselves. Look how you know. Um, Listen to what they're saying and doing, and that will tell you whether that grown adult is suffering from some type of mental illness as well.
Mm.
But do not get confrontational with them. Do not approach them the way you would approach your own child or your own family member. If you're going to help in the village, de escalate the problem. De escalate the problem. If it's a child, try to distract them. Who knows? Tell a story about something, or maybe there's something else that looks colorful that will take their sight off of whatever, and the colors are, you know, attracting them. It's distracting them away from the damage that they are causing. Try different methods, but to grab someone up and put them in a chokehold, put them in an arm lock, do a figure four on them, you know what I mean? Try to act like you coming off the ring ropes on top of them. That is not a way to approach a, I want to say, a dangerous situation. But by all means, start yelling out. Is anyone missing a child? There's a child over here in our whatever that is tearing up the store. The people in the store, hey, get on that mic. There's a child, give them the description or whatever, because it could be that the person is looking for the child. And sometimes you have to take in mind also, that just came to my mind, is sometimes the special needs have children and they can't get to them. You know what I mean? They could be in a wheelchair, they can have, missing a limb or whatever. You cannot say do not do not have children if you have some type of disability, because that would be wrong. But to me, if you have disability and you have your child, you should always have an assistant with you. That's for your safety, that's for the child's safety, that is for the public safety. So again, it is Sweet Lips and Sledge here. And we will continue to bring ideas on how we can save our children, how we can bring the community back, how we can come about and share. Not so much teach, but share new ideas because the old school way is just not working. And the world that we live in now, everyone is so on edge that the approach to everything always seems to be, let's act out in violence and then we'll try to figure it all out later.
Mm-hmm.
We need to figure that out before the jails keep getting overcrowded.
It's true.
We need to figure that out before someone loses a loved one. We need to figure that out before our children step out that door and never return. So it is, wait, guys, hold on a second. Let me do this real quick because I have not done it in a minute. So don't forget to shop www.tothepoint101.com for your latest merch. Now, with that being said, it is Sledge, it is Sweet Lips. We love the children. Auntie Sledge and Uncle Sweet Lips say, we are going to do and provide everything that we know to say that our children will be happy, that they will no longer walk outside of their door and think that they are walking into a war zone. They will now no longer be in their homes and feel like they are in a war zone. When you close the wall in on someone, they will explode. Okay? So, Sledge, Sweet Lips, and guess what? We are out of here.